can publish for free, and one of the issues about intellectual property and online work is that this is a minefield. This is an absolute minefield because, you know, who owns that intellectual property? Is that person publishing, does that person actually own that item? Because there's one thing when we're dealing with the professional side, right? But then we open it up to anybody coming onto the things. So first of all, we have to make sure that we know who's publishing, but we don't have to be highly intrusive because otherwise people don't come onto these sites. You've just got to know you've got someone here you can contact there. But then the issue is that, and this is this is still going through the courts as we speak, is that if we are and just an enabler as a site where we can let anybody publish and the ownership is and the responsibility is purely for the person using our services and we're not responsible, right? Or are we in fact responsible and we have to take all the right type of roles to do that, yes, to put that in place? And
so can I come in there now?
I think you're going to come in here. I've got a feeling you're going to come in here.
I've got to say the answer is yes, you are responsible up to a point, because there was a case which went through the Court of Appeal, must be 4 or 5 years ago now, where it was a case in libel where a poor hapless Dr. Godfrey was libelled on a website hosted by Demon. Demon refused to disclose who had uploaded the defamatory material. The result was that Dr. Godfrey wrote to Demon to ask them to remove it. They refused. He asked again. They refused. He asked a third time. They refused. And then he sued them. Now, what Demon said is, whoa, boys, we've got no idea, no control over what goes onto our website. Nothing to do with us. People upload. They know it's a notice board site. What the hell? We can't monitor everything that goes on the website. And the Court of Appeal said, no. You may not control it, but you were given notice of what was on, and therefore you were deemed in law to have acquiesced in the libel, and therefore you are liable. And Dr. Godfrey was successful against them. If you had assets in the UK, then you could be sued. I mean, the law says you can be sued for, say, for libel anywhere. You can be sued in the UK for any site outside the UK, a site in Timbuktu, if the site is accessible in the UK. Now, the $64,000 question for the claimant is, do you have assets in the UK or within the grasp of the English court, which they can get their grubby hands on? If the answer is yes, you can be sued anywhere in the European Union or any member state that signed up to the Brussels Convention or the Ghana Convention, or indeed any member of the European Union. If you're outside those conventions, such as China, the United States, believe it or not, most countries in South America, there'd be no point suing because there are no assets to sue against.